Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Basically, today is my 23rd birthday as I'm filming this, and as you can tell by the title of the video, I am filming 23 things that I've learned at 23. This is just 23 things that I have learned throughout my life so far. Maybe they've been new discoveries, maybe I've known them for a while, but I just wanted to share them because I like to talk. So I'll be filming 23 things I learned at 23 because somehow I'm now a 23-year-old adult, which doesn't seem possible because I still think I'm, what, 17? Or maybe I behave like I'm still 17, but Peter Pan taught me to never grow up, so I'm gonna stick with that for the rest of my life. I have got a list on my phone, which you can't see because it's not gonna focus, but I've got a list on my phone of 23 things that I've written down, and I'm gonna speak about them. So if I keep looking down, it's because I'm looking at the list. So let's get right into the things that I have learnt. The first thing that I've learnt in my life is let yourself have a break, because life is so mentally and physically draining, and it's so important to just let yourself press pause, because there's nothing worse than keeping yourself going when you physically can't. I think learning to take breaks has been one of the most important things I've ever learnt and taught myself, because if you force yourself too much, you end up stressing yourself out more, you stress other people around you out more, you behave in a way that isn't you. I'm not all about that. Like, taking breaks is so important. It's okay to want to have a pause and just say, no, I'm doing that tomorrow. I just need to relax, I need to have a bath, I need to watch terrible TV and just breathe. That is so important, especially to me. I get stressed really easy, I get anxious really easy, and I used to just sort of let it slide, but I'm getting so much better at saying, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to create something that's terrible. I'm not going to do something when I don't want to do it. I'm going to press pause and let myself breathe, because it's so important. I think that's a really big thing, especially because of YouTube. If I'm not as regular sometimes, it's because I need to have a break. Sometimes in life, you're going to meet people who are very toxic, and it is perfectly okay to say, nope, that's it, get out of my life now. Block them on social media, delete their numbers, whatever you have to do. If they are affecting your life negatively, it is so okay just to say goodbye, that's it, I don't want that in my life. And I've done that to plenty of people. Although it might feel hard because you feel like you're being the bad person, it's so refreshing to just get rid of all the toxic people and then go, wait, what? Wow, I can be happy and I can do these things without this person judging everything that I do. And that is so important. It might be easier said than done, I understand that. Life is way too short to just waste your time on people that don't deserve you, because if you're a good person, those people don't deserve you. People don't deserve someone like you who is you're too forgiving. I find I'm especially way too forgiving, and it's okay to just go, right, you're blocked, deleted off Facebook, whatever. See ya! The best thing you can do is concentrate on the people who make you feel like your best version of yourself. So keep your good friends close and keep those people toxic as far away as you can. My third thing is don't stop doing something just because other people might think it's stupid. You watch my channel, so you probably know that I'm a Disney lover, like a huge Disney lover. Obviously I love Harry Potter and I love Star Wars and I love Marvel and I love things like that. And all of those things are very big to me. And throughout my life, I've had many people say, well, you can't like Disney, you're too old to like Disney. I got told that at age 12. I was 12 years old and girls at my school said, you have to grow up now because you can't like Disney. Luckily, at age 12, I was quite strong-minded and I didn't actually listen to those people, and I continued to like it anyway. A lot of people will get really worried and like, oh, but the world doesn't like it, so I shouldn't. Totally ignore what the world thinks. If it makes you happy, do it, obviously within reason. Like, there are things if it's super stupid and, you know, so if it's something that you're passionate about, don't stop doing it. So like, if you're passionate about photography, don't stop doing it just because someone tells you that you shouldn't, or that, well, you're never going to get a career in that or this or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't do something just because other people tell you to. Like, I started YouTube because I wanted to do it, and I'm sure there are plenty of people looking at me and going, well, you're never going to make it big. And it's like, I didn't start this intending to make it big. I know I'm probably never going to have 1 million subscribers, but I do this for myself and because I love it, and because of that I keep doing it. If your friends tell you that something is stupid, they're not really your friends. True friends will support you whatever you like, even if they don't enjoy it themselves. No is a perfectly acceptable answer. You don't need any reason, you don't need an explanation. If you don't want to do something or you want to say no, you can just say no. No means no. You don't have to go into your life story and about why you're saying no. You just have to say no. So number 5 is a really funny one. And it's one I've started to realise more recently than the others. If people bitch about their close friends to you and you're their close friend, then more than likely they're bitching about you to their other friends. And it took me so long to realise this, because it's like, wait, if you're bitching about your best friend to me, surely you're then bitching about me to your best friend. So to me, it's like, no, I can't deal with that. If you're being really bitchy about people who are meant to be your really good friends, then you're definitely doing the same to me, and I know that. And in experience, I've been told that, and it's like, why was I participating in something like that? That kind of links into the toxicity of some friends. Don't let that happen. Don't let yourself get into that, because then you get caught in the middle of like 2 different people, and it's like, it's not worth it. I think if you love someone and you care about someone enough, yes, you might get angry at them, but you don't bitch about them in a way that is really shitty, actually. Sorry, but if you're having this negative stuff like, oh god, can you believe like she did that? Like, can you believe she even wore that? Oh, she looked awful. And then say the opposite to their face. I can't be with that. I'm not at school anymore, so leave that behind, thank you. So number 6 is a really important one, and I always experience this kind of daily. So I've never been a popular girl. I've never had like a huge group of friends. I've had friends, I always have had friends. I'm not saying I've never had friends, but I've never had like a group of like 30 friends that I could all go out with. I have a lot of close friends, and to me, it's so much more important to have a handful of really close friends that you can trust and that you care about and that you can do things with without worrying what they're going to think about and that if they're going to judge you. Quality over quantity when it comes to friends. Especially at school, I used to see all these popular girls and they'd have loads of friends, but I used to hear them bitch about each other behind their back, and I'd be like, really? Do I want to be in a big group where people are doing that? No, I want to be close to my really good friends. I'm so grateful that I have a group of closer friends that I can trust and talk about with anything with, and go out and just have a good time without worrying. To me, it's so much better to have a smaller group of people, because I find it so hard to have loads of friends anyway. Like, I can't keep up talking to everyone, like, whew. So the next one is an interesting one, and it might be a bit like, not controversial, but some people are like, some people think differently about this. Being single is not the end of the world. Personally, I found it really helps me know who I am. I now know who I am and what I want, and I'm very independent. That is partially because I've not actually ever had a proper relationship as such, and so to me, I've never had that like reliance on a guy to be there for me. And I'm not hating on people in relationships, not at all, gonna put that out there right now. If you found someone that you love and that you can be with and be comfortable with, that is amazing. And I'm kind of a little bit jealous, but it's not the end of the world. I've still got my whole life ahead of me. I think some people, they are in a long-term relationship and then they'll break up with that person for one reason or another, and then they think it's the end of the world and they can't live. It's so important to be able to learn to be with yourself and like know who you are and what you want to do. Because some people, when they've been with someone for so long, when they're out of that relationship, they sit down and go, what do I do now? Because I used to do this with him or her or whatever, and now I don't have them here, and it's weird for them. I just want to say, if anyone's watching this and they feel like they're going to be single forever and no one's ever going to love them, blah blah blah, I've been in that boat. I'm still in that boat. Sometimes I'm like, no one will love me, and I'm like, Becca, it's okay, you might find someone, and if you don't, maybe it's not the end of the world. I'm being me, I'm being a strong independent woman, and I don't need no man. So number 8 is a very personal thing to me, myself, and it is travel as much as you can. Obviously this depends on the person, because some people can't travel for many different reasons, and obviously I understand traveling is actually a privilege to be able to afford to go on a plane, on a train, whatever, to different countries, different parts of the UK. I think I take it for granted sometimes, and so do a lot of people. Some people don't realise that some people will never go abroad, some people will never go away, but I don't necessarily mean travel as in going abroad. I just mean see things when you have the time to do them. So me personally, I'm 23, I'm single, I still live at home, and I have the money to be able to go do things, hence why I want to go do those things, because in 10 years time I don't know if I'll be able to afford it, if I will be able to have anyone to go with. I mean, I might be on my own and I would still do those things, but you don't know the circumstance. And so I have been privileged enough to go to lots of different places and see lots of different things, and I'm forever grateful for that. I don't want to take that for granted ever, but while I can, I will always make sure I travel as much as possible. And I know, again, for some people traveling is very scary. I know that. I get very anxious on airplanes. Like, it freaks me out. Flying is very scary for me. But I always remember the flight may be bad, but what you're going to see on the other side is always going to be so much better. So I just have to weigh that out. So number 9 is one that I have to remind myself of quite often recently. And it is that bad days don't last forever. In fact, most of the time you are just having a very bad day. I know it's like really cliche, but it's like time heals all wounds and all that stuff. It is true. I've had some really down days where I'm like, this isn't gonna get better, and then a couple of days later everything sort of sorts itself out and it's fine. And I know that doesn't apply for all situations, and I'm not trying to tell you that if you're sad that you shouldn't be sad. Be sad if you have to be. But sometimes you feel like the world is coming down, and ultimately it might just be you're having one of those days. You go into a mood where everything seems to be going wrong. But it could take a day, it could take a week, it could take a year, whatever. Things sort themselves out eventually. It obviously depends on the situation and the person themselves, so I'm not trying to tell you to stop being upset or whatever, angry about situations, but I've definitely found that be patient with it, because it will get better. And going for everyone out there, whatever you're dealing with, no matter how big or small the problem is, it will get better. I promise you that. I don't know what it is, but in certain things I've gone through, it's always got better eventually. So, number 10. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking for ages. This might be the longest video in the universe. But number 10 is... Sorry, I just got some posts because it's my birthday today. Did I say? Woohoo! Social media is fun, but it can get messy super quickly. And it's okay to say, do you know what? I'm taking a break. I'm deleting Twitter app for a week and I will come back. Social media is brilliant, but it's also so toxic and dangerous, because you get yourself into this whole like, people don't like me, oh my, why did they not tweet me, or but why am I not in that group chat, why am I, and it's like, no, if you have to walk away, do it. Honestly, sometimes it's the best thing that I've ever done, because I'm not worrying about looking at who's liked my photo or who's done this or who's done that, and it's like, I'm walking away. It's so much better for my health. So number 11 definitely depends on each person, each scenario. I've learned to take care of your body. I'm 23 now. I'm not exactly old, but I feel old, and right now I'm the oldest I've ever been. And I always take for granted that I may not always have young looking skin, and I obviously will not always have the same body that I have, and I should appreciate it and take care of it while I can to maintain, to be healthy and fit and all that stuff. Because ultimately, I may not believe it myself, but I am beautiful and you are beautiful, whoever you are, and you've got to remember you are the most important person in your life. As hard as that is, and to some people that's, they're never going to believe that. I don't believe that about myself a lot, but I am. I am important and I should take care of myself. I should exercise more and eat healthily, and I know that like chocolate is so delicious. I've got to look after myself, you know? And actually I found, sorry I'm dancing, I found that when I look after myself and I've eaten healthily, I feel so much better about myself, and I feel like I'm in this whole new skin and I'm walking in a whole new light, and I'm just got this sort of, you know, I'm like, yes, I am amazing. What am I doing? Okay. You don't have to instantly grow up as soon as you hit the age of 18. So obviously I'm 23 now. I have been over 18 for 5 years. Oh, that's scary. But I definitely don't feel like I grew up at 18. I definitely don't think I'm grown up now. Obviously, I can be mature in situations that I have to be, like at work or when I'm in a situation where I have to be. But I still love things that I loved when I was 6 years old, and I will continue to love them until I'm 60, because I'm happy with that and I'm having fun, and I'm not going to let anyone stop that. So if you, however old you are, whatever you like, even if someone tells you it's childish, you just say, I don't care, I'm enjoying myself. I would much rather be called childish and immature than boring. to be quite honest, and so I'm going to continue to love things. I don't care if I'm childish. I will dance to S Club 7 until I'm 70. I will watch Disney movies till I'm 70, and I won't let anyone tell me otherwise. And you shouldn't either. If you want to be childish, just be childish. People who tell you that you need to grow up aren't the sort of people that you need in your life anyway. So this is an interesting one. So this is number 13, and it's a quote that sometimes nature really does mean nurture. I spent a lot of time when I was younger where I wouldn't really go outside, and I liked staying inside. And I still do like staying inside. No, don't get me wrong, I love spending the day in bed and watching films and Netflix and whatever, but sometimes it's so important to just go outside and breathe some fresh air, because I don't know, you just feel like when you're cooped up inside, your thoughts start eating away at your head. And I have the dog, so if I want to go out for a walk, I'll take him for a walk with me. We'll go around the park, whatever. And that's brilliant for my mental health. Just seeing trees and like the sunset, whatever. I love it. I love the outdoors. I love the indoors. I'm more of an indoorsy person, but sometimes I find it's very helpful to just go outside, turn my phone off, watch a river or some birds. It just, I don't know, it really gets into my head and it makes me feel better. Me personally, this might not go for a lot of people, obviously depends on the situation, but I find like, you know, I like nature, I like animals, so that's my point. Where am I going with this? Woohoo! So number 14 is treat yourself, or treat yourself. Obviously this can come in so many different forms, whether it's eating a big slice of chocolate cake when you're on a diet, or booking a holiday because you want to go on holiday, or buying a top that you saw because you thought you looked nice in it. It's important to know that if you earn your own money, do whatever you want with it, and if that includes treating yourself every once in a while, do it. You feel so much better. Yeah, you might be like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that chocolate cake, but God, did it taste amazing. I can guarantee that it did. And so yeah, treat yourself. You are so worth it. And I always buy myself presents. I always do. I'm like, oh, here you go, Becca, it's not your birthday, it's not an important day, but have a present, because I earned my own money, so why should I not spend it on things that make me happy, even if it is only for a little amount of time, like a nice cupcake or a brownie. I enjoyed that brownie and it was well worth it. So the next one is be kind to people. I've gone through life being the victim of bullying and people being cruel, and I still have people being cruel. And yes, it sometimes gets to me, but ultimately it doesn't, because I know that I'm the bigger person. There's no point spending your life being cruel to people for no reason. You're wasting your energy, you're hurting other people, and it's just not fair. If you don't like someone, just don't talk to them. Just don't. It's not worth it. Yeah, maybe they've done something to you, but ultimately concentrate on yourself and concentrate on making other people happy. I know that's really cliche and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be cringy, but treat the people that you love with respect, because you know, you'll be a happier person because of it. You are beautiful with or without makeup. And I know this is really hard, because I especially hate myself when I don't wear makeup, because I have a skin condition that makes me feel like I'm ugly, because the media portray people with skin problems as being unclean and dirty and that they're ugly. And it's like, no, I look great either way. So if you choose to wear no makeup at all, you're beautiful. If you choose to wear a full face, contour and all, you're beautiful. Doesn't matter. Stop judging people for what they would do and don't wear. If you want to wear a full face to work every day, hats off to you. I don't have the time to do that. Fine. If you don't want to wear any makeup at all, again, fine. I wear makeup for myself. I don't wear makeup to impress anybody, because what's the point? They might end up seeing me without makeup anyway and going, oh my God, you look different. And I'm like, yes, so I'm doing this for myself. I look great, okay? Try new things. Again, this is another one that's so much easier said than done, and I'm not very good at this personally. Whether it's to go somewhere that you don't feel comfortable with, or to eat a food that you're scared to try. Sometimes you find, so like, I've tried food before and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. I've eaten it and now I love it. It's one of my favourite foods, sort of thing. And you might go do something that you're not sure of, go do it, and end up finding a new hobby that you've fallen in love with. And unless you try something, how are you gonna know? Really? You're not. And I know it's scary, and so as someone who has anxiety, your throat can close up and you feel like, I can't do it, I can't do it. But take your time. Don't let anyone force you, but when you're ready, if you want to do something new, just do it. You regret more the things you don't do than the things that you do. And I can definitely say that I do regret a lot more things I haven't done than what I have. So I am always trying to force myself to do new things. So I am terrified of heights. I hate heights. But I'm going to New York in August, and I will make myself go up the Empire State Building. Even if I'm shaking with fear and want to cry, I will do it, because I will regret it if I don't, because I might never ever get the opportunity to do that again. So I'm going up the Empire State Building, and I will stand there however many feet in the air, and I will look out on New York and be very proud of myself, because even though it's scary, the end goal will be so much better for me than if I didn't do it. Life really is short. This is another quote that kind of annoys people, because technically your life is the longest thing you're ever going to experience. And yes, that's true. But I feel like my whole life has whizzed by. Like I'm well into my 20s now. I've gone way past being a child and a teenager, and I should be an adult, and I'm like, what? Where did my life go? Why did I never get to do these things when I was a teenager? And now I'm like, I want to do them now. I don't ever want to look back on my life and regret not achieving anything or not doing things that I wanted to do. Whatever age you are watching this, enjoy your life as however old you are, be yourself. And yeah, I don't know, this one's like really dependent on each person, it's really personal, but I want to look back when I'm 50 and tell my children that when I was 23 I went to Disney World because it made me damn happy. And they'll be like, yes mum, you go. And I want people to know that's fine. I spent too much of my childhood wanting to be a teenager, and too much of my teenage years wanting to be an adult, and now I'm an adult, I want to be a child or a teen again, without like the dramas and stuff. But you know what I mean, I want to be that young again and naive. If you've done something wrong, and you know you've done something wrong, apologise as soon as possible. I spent a few times in the past where I knew I should have apologised and I dragged it out for too long, and sometimes it's too late to say sorry because you've taken so long, and that person, they accept your apology but it's never going to be the same. And I feel like I lost a lot of friendships when I was younger because of that, and maybe the situation wasn't all my fault, but if I had just said sorry for the part that was, maybe we'd still be friends now. Like, yeah, maybe we wouldn't have been, but you spend too long kind of dwelling on what you should say when you should say sorry. If you've done something wrong, always say sorry, because you never know what's going to happen from one day to the next, and if you haven't said sorry, you could regret that forever. So, number 20, this is something I tell myself in the mirror sometimes. You are capable of so much more than you think you are. And it's so true to me, to everyone I know, to you watching. I often have a tendency to want to give up on things. YouTube being one of the big ones. If I work hard and I keep trying, it will be possible. It may take me longer to do something than someone else. It doesn't mean that I'm stupid or I'm incapable or I'm worthless, whatever. It just means someone might be better at it than you. Like, I have friends who are incredibly talented at different things, and I may never get to that level, but just because they're naturally amazing at these things and they work hard at it, I shouldn't get angry at myself for not being able to do it. So number 21 is an interesting one, and it's respect everyone's opinions. So this does depend on the scenario, because sometimes people's opinions are just plain stupid. But if someone turns to you and says, what's your favourite film? And you say, so for me, if I said Back to the Future is my favourite film and someone said, oh god, I hated that movie, it's just awful, it's so boring. Although that might make your blood boil a little bit and it might make you feel a bit, okay, respect it. Not everyone's going to like the same things as you, that's fine. I see this all the time on Twitter. So the big thing is Walt Disney World versus Disneyland Paris, and I'm like, who cares? You, watching this, your favourite could be Disneyland Paris? Great. My favourite is Walt Disney World? Great. Am I going to try have a fight with you about why Disney World is better than Disneyland Paris? No, because I don't think it's better. I just think I prefer it. So I wouldn't have a fight with someone for that. Obviously, I would get annoyed if someone was just saying a harsh opinion, like being rude. You've got to accept everyone's going to think differently to you, and you can't force people to think the way you do. Ultimately, you're you and I'm me. We're all different. Take life one day at a time. What you're worrying about today could be forgotten about in a week. It's super important to take each day as it comes, tackle each problem as it comes to you, you know, all that cliche stuff. Enjoy your life as much as you possibly can, and try not to feel guilty about enjoying something when you feel like you should be upset about something else. As I said before, you're the most important person in your life and you need to look after yourself. I'm going to be super cliche and cringy, but you've only got one life and you have to live it as best as possible. So go do what you want to do. And yeah, you might have something coming up in a few weeks' time that you're really worried about. And I know myself, I can't comment because I have anxiety and it's really hard to forget that stuff. But it's okay to take a day off and go enjoy your life, because who else is going to enjoy your life but you? You've got to do what you got to do. So the final point that I want to say is, it is your life, so live it however the hell you want to live it. And I know I've said all these things and this is very personal to me, so I'm not telling anyone to change how they act, but these are just things that I've learned and I found really helpful, and I just wanted to get it off my chest and talk about it, because why not? But it's your life, live it how you want. If you want to spend all your time inside and you want to eat junk food, go for it. Like, go for it, that's fine, that's your choice. So don't let anyone else force you to do things unless if you're uncomfortable with it. Live life how you want to live it. Yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm forcing them to think the same way as me, but they're just things that I've learnt and I wanted to share them because it's my birthday. It won't be my birthday when I post this. This won't be going up till like a week after my birthday, but it's my birthday today and I wanted to share this because I found it really important. And yes, I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's going to be quite long, so if you have made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, listening to my rants. This is why I started YouTube, because I wanted to talk about things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave any comments that you may have, questions, whatever. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos, because I'm trying to get back into the swing of a routine. Obviously I can't guarantee it, but I'm on 725 as I'm filming this. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you really soon.